Amy Medford with Medford Knife and Tool. I have knives on the table headed to Gil at Wild About Sporting Goods, previously known as Pro Source. They are in Houston, Texas. If you have questions about any phone number or website or what you need to do to go see him, you can type in your address in Texas, and it'll pull up it'll geolocate all of the locations that are closest to you. So Gil Baumgarten at Wild About Sporting Goods. Let's see what's headed his way. All right. So we have of the Gentleman Jack variety.
Guest appearance. I've come to see the
I don't
knives.
like those glasses.
I know, but I'm not wearing them for you. I'm wearing so I can see. What do you call this one? You calling that
Finish?
Yeah, Chimera, or what is that?
Jeff likes to call it Chimera. That one I might. A lot of the finishes when they come out look a little bit more like the Stellar, so I call them Galaxy.
Oh yeah, Galaxy finish. That looks cool. I really love the deep here. What do you think about this knife?
I like the G10 a lot, and I like the sheaths out there. The
carbon fiber twill ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great looking knife. I like it a lot.
I like that better on PVD.
You like this knife better when it's PVD?
I like this on PVD.
Oh, really? All right. Well, now we know. This is a cool new pattern I'm seeing, huh?
They're calling it Twisted Predator.
Jesus. That's a lot of work.
Well, you know, I
Who's
think...
this stuff for? Is this for ass kicker?
No.
Who's this for?
Wild About Sporting Goods.
Where are they at?
Pro Source.
Oh, Gil.
His new name is Wild About Sporting Goods.
Oh, Gil and his pop. Hey, Gil, what's going on? Drake Man from Medford Knife, what's up? Strange times right now.
Yeah.
I'm getting a lot of emails. Guys are really worked up about what happened. I guess the president is not going to go to the inauguration now. He's like, yeah, I'm not going. They can swear me in without me.
That's how he rolls.
Well, I mean, what happens is like he walks out there. Is everyone going to boo or clap for Biden, and they'll argue over whose audience it was? Then somebody will point Biden toward them. Biden will swear in Kamala as president, and they'll be arguing about how Trump got reelected. And, I mean, I mean, it's awful.
Well, he's not into the presidential ceremony stuff.
Right.
He's into getting shit done.
I think you're right.
So
You know, the other
like,
thing
I don't need to be there.
they're calling everybody who supported Trump like a terror. I mean, they've been burning down the cities for a year and nobody says boo, and now it's a terrorist incident at the Brooklyn window. They shot that girl unarmed.
I know.
In the Capitol building.
Because they were so worked up that they were so. I mean, I don't.
I'm kind of beside myself. I'm not sure what to do because like we've lost elections before. I lost during the Clinton elections. I lost the Obama elections. And I never I was like, okay, well, boom, there's the new president. I pop a salute to the commander in chief and move on. And I'm not feeling that way at all right now. And they think we're a bunch of disconnected groups, and we're not. So how do you work this? What do you think? What are you thinking right now? Are you just like?
Did you get the email from your mom?
Yeah. Are you just ignoring it right now, or what do you think?
I have disengaged from a lot of the political stuff right now, just because I don't know what to believe anymore. I don't know who to listen to anymore.
The press has been lying for 4 years, and now they tell us the truth?
Half of Fox is smart and educated and thoughtful, and maybe not even half.
Yeah, 20%.
Maybe 25% and 75%. So I don't know.
I don't know what to think anymore. All I know is I've been a patriot my whole life, and I'm really disaffected right now, and it's not from losing the election.
I saw a artwork of it's either the White House or the Capitol building, and then underneath it shows all the roots splintering out, and that's what I see. I see, you know, this is years and years and years and years and years of stuff that's embedded in our politics that we are just starting to see a little bit of, and when they talk about Trump declassifying and everything, I'm like, yes.
I hope that's what he does for the next 10 days is just declassify everything and stick it up. The establishment, they just put their fingers in their ear and they're going la 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 la. They don't care about investigations or truth. And I'm telling you, when you get 75 to 80 million Americans who voted, who pay taxes, who show up to work, and who shop, if 75 million of us feel like something's wrong and we're being blown off about it, It's actually not good for the whole democracy. This whole thing's always worked because we're always right about in the middle, and we kind of tussle back and forth, and we come up with something that's kind of right in the middle. You know, Aristotle's theory of the golden mean. And you throw $1 trillion of Chinese money into dark money into the process, thanks McCain-Feingold, and then you throw the big tech companies throttling information to their benefit, and all of a sudden the whole thing's topsy-turvy. If half of us don't have a voice, and people say, oh, this group hasn't had a voice today. There's always been little groups on both sides, extreme groups here and there who have not had voices, but if half of the country that pays taxes feel like it doesn't have a voice, you know, they talk about the violence the day before yesterday. What would the violence be like if half of us are really pissed off? I want, you know, they said, and I can ask everybody out there, we'll get back to Gil's video here. Gil won't disagree with me, I don't think.
No.
What happens? Trump said you've got a right to protest, you got a right to this, you got a right to that. They broke some windows and stormed into a building. No Molotov cocktails, they didn't form a Chaz. Nobody got killed, raped, or anything other than killed by Washington police. And maybe they had a right to, I don't know. I don't know what happened. All I know is she was unarmed, she was a veteran, 4 war tours, shot dead. What happens if someone like Trump does say game on? What would happen then? Because he didn't say game on. They got a little out of control because crowds can get out of control.
I think he said in passing, it's time for people, if you want to say something, speak up for yourself. Go to Washington, D.C., speak up. That's kind of all he said. And I get it, because for 4 years he's been taking it up the
Keister.
And he's like, enough. And he says enough because he feels how everybody else feels, who feels like it's enough. And he's like, okay, if you feel like it's enough, say something. And then he said, okay, we said it, now go back home, let's be peaceful. I mean, I can't, the violence is not good. I wanted you to come and say something, but he doesn't want people dead. And
no, and,
the
thing is they don't want to listen. So the only thing worse than, you know, if people become so enamored with themselves and power that they stop listening to half the population, the half that's disaffected right now are the guys who and gals who own businesses. You know that gal, she was a business owner down in San Diego who got shot.
That's a huge, and not, I mean.
We're not like the disaffected. We're like, hey, we don't mind losing, but you can't cheat us. And if that goes out the window, then what happens? Because what happens if someone does say game on? Because he didn't say game on. He didn't say anything like it. But what would happen if he did say game on? Personally, I'm all for revolution. I wish it would have happened. It didn't happen, and we're going to go back to business as usual with them sticking it up our ass for the next 4 years.
Well, the most challenging thing is the people who are that upset about it are working and running businesses, and they're busy, and they don't have time to pick up and just kind of, you know, grab their guns and their knives and head off and do stuff.
I hijacked your video. I stopped by one of our friends who is left of center. He considers himself a libertarian. And he said there's no proof, there's no nothing, and he has all this factual evidence from watching the news. You can tell when you talk to your friends who watches the news. Because they speak emphatically with zero information. Like, oh, I heard on the news, 3 different stations. They can't all be lying.
Yeah, they can.
They're all lying.
And it's the same, and this happened with, you know, my sister too.
Yeah.
The blanket phrases. These blanket phrases. I'm like, God, I think I just heard that like 2 hours ago.
Same exact phrase.
Same phrase. Like you don't even do some sort of interpretation or think about it.
Not even do it. No, they're just reading the script.
Yeah, let me think about that. Okay, my opinion of that or my interpretation of that is this. It's just regurgitation. That's what it is.
So we've been worked up about this, but you know what? Business goes on. I'll tell you what, it's not normal what's happened, you guys. In the past, we've all argued over the left side of the fence or the right side of the fence, but we all knew where the fence was. What's getting ready to happen is they think we're a bunch of riotous, looting mobsters. After a year of tearing this country down and burning our cities and hundreds of billions of dollars in damage nationwide, they think that was us being insurrectionists.
If they're grasping at straws to come up with something to say that...
That's what Joe Biden said. What if he just said, hey, listen, I hear you. It wasn't a resounding slay of the dragon. We won. It was a squeaker. And we're going to be the president for all of you. And we apologize you feel this way, and we will keep that in mind as we come with our agenda. What if they said that? It would like disarm, like half of the angry people would be like, oh, well, all right, well
He doesn't
fair.
have an internal voice though.
No.
He doesn't. No.
Anyway, Kamala will be our president, and I'm going to go back up to the front. Gil,
He hijacked your video.
when Texas begins its secessionist movement, we will try and get Arizona to join you. I'm out!
Oh my God, how did we end the video from that side? We're up here and okay, we gotta bring it back down and look at some knives, okay? Let's do that. All right, back to the just kind of classic straightforward stuff here. Gentleman Jack, Terminator, brushed bolsters with violet scroll, bank scroll filigree work, tumbled in violet anno, tumble in blue billowing flag anno, a super cool Praetorian Genesis G with a Vulcan drop point S35, flamed hardware, violet and flamed anno spacers, brushed and flamed clip, a USMC fighter flipper. We touched on the pattern a little bit. It's got a little bit of that chimera look to it, a little galaxy, brushed and flamed pommel, brushed and flamed clip. This USMC fighter flipper is very, very kind of classic and not so blingy. These are bead blasted VIO, so it's not just gray, there's a little bit of violet there. Brushed and flamed clip. This Fat Daddy is PVD all the way with some blue highlights, so blue hardware, brushed and blue pinstriping on the chamfers around it, and brushed and blue pinstriping on the clip. This Fat Daddy is Predator, Twisted Predator tumbled handles, so all silver. This is reverse tuxedo, PVD blade hardware clip, and Predator handles. And then the last one on the table, the Deep, the newest fixed blade. This is a diving knife. It's made out of C20V, so you'll see the V marking on there. It does have the hilt. It is a two-piece fixed blade. So a hilt, a smaller version of, I would say, our USMC fixed Raider or the TBF breakdown. So it's the small hilted knife. A great feel in the hand, a really nice ergonomically made handle. This is black and blue G10. It's also available in just black G10 tumbled blade. So again, this is headed out to Gil, at previously known as Pro Source, now Wild About Sporting Goods. Reach out to him, grab a knife, and keep watching the videos. Till the next time, I'm out.